think that one of these days I would have learned to tell the difference between the spine of a 500-page book and the spine of a 200-page book, but apparently that is not a talent that I possess. Hi guys, it's Leanne and I am here today to tell you that I do actually own short books and we should talk about some of them. I have gathered together for you these Why do I suck so much at finger numbers? Children, learn this. The 6 shortest books that are on my TBR. I grew up reading fantasy books. Big, chunky, thick fantasy books, or fantasy books that had been chopped down to 300 pages but were actually just one book made into like a 5-book series. I'm looking at you, David Eddings. I mean, with love. With lots of love. But I'm looking at you. And so for some reason my brain believes that the bigger the book, potentially the better the book. I like to spend tons and tons of time with my characters. I'm generally not intimidated by anything that sits around the 500-page mark. So while most people are sitting there being like, oh, big books, can't do that, I'm sitting there like, oh, tiny books. You're not going to get to spend as long with the characters. I'll get to love them and then I'll have to give them away. I hate starting books. The start of books is my worst place. It's the worst thing. It feels like such a chore. I'm trying to remember everybody's name. I'm trying to concentrate on every word that's going on the page. And I feel like short stories are just a collection of beginnings of books, one after the other after the other. And I think that's one of the reasons that I've avoided some of these little books for as long as I have. And I've been a good girl to date. I've actually gone and pulled all of them off of my shelves because, you know, I own these books. I might as well actually hold them up every now and again. I mean, present Leanne thinks it's a great idea. It's just that future Leanne is literally gonna hate me. For the record, future editing Leanne does indeed hate her guts. I think I squished a bug with this book. You know how sometimes you like sandwich them really close on your shelves? Well, I don't like to do that anymore because like sometimes it kills tiny things. The first book on my shelf comes in at just 163 pages and it is Convenience Store Woman. This book by Sayaka Murata. Can we just... How cute is she though? She's adorable. Absolutely swept BookTube by storm, at least the literary fiction side of it, when it came out, and I was so convinced. I went and picked it up immediately and I'm kind of glad that I did because I like this cover and this cover sucks. Partly I also ended up picking this one up because it is about a woman who would just like her family to butt out, and can't we all relate to that one? This is about Keiko who left university and just went to work in a supermarket. And she's quite happy there, thank you very much. She likes the routines, she likes the people around her, she likes the predictability of the stock. She takes so much joy from price tagging all of the individual items, and she just wants to be left alone to live her life. She enjoys this life. This is her best life. But everybody else in her world would like her to aim a little bit higher. They want her to have more. They believe she's capable of bigger things. And I want to just push this book in the face of everybody who's ever done that. Like, live your best life today. What if sitting on my couch in my knickers watching Netflix and BookTube and eating Easter egg chocolate for the entire month of March is my best life, girl? Just back off of that. Back away. The next one that I've got is just 196 pages and it is a classic thriller. It is Picnic at Hanging Rock by Joan Lindsay, which is of course based on a real life event. In 1900, the girls for the Applewood College all went on a picnic to Hanging Rock. The whole thing was just meant to be a nice outing with dainty sandwiches, and then some of them went for a walk and were never seen again. No explanation has ever been given for what really happened to the people at Hanging Rock. This book was first published in '67, but when I was talking last year some point about classic thrillers, literally everybody that I spoke to was like, so I bought it and it's just been sitting on my shelf ever since, and I've been getting shade for it. It's got one of those like Jane Eyre-esque first lines Everyone agreed that the day was just right for the picnic to Hanging Rock. Well, everybody was freaking wrong, weren't they, Mary? The next one is actually a sort of upper end, middle grade / lower end YA book that I bought a couple of years ago because it's absolutely stunning and I haven't touched it since. This list of books is like Leanne Shelves, where tiny things go to die. This is Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it. Kieran Millwood Hardgrave. I suck. Everything about this book is absolutely stunning. It is a fantasy lover's dream. Every single page has these beautiful details around them. All of the sections have just... What, 2 maps? I just don't know. There's something about it. There's a reason that I've never picked it up. I don't even really completely remember the premise, and that's unheard of for me. Generally, I can look at a book on my shelves that I've bought in the last 5 years and I can be like, yeah, that book is about this. Even if I haven't read it, this one, not so much. So let's discover together. Forbidden to leave her island, Isabella dreams of the faraway lands her father once mapped. When her best friend disappears, she is determined to be part of the search party. Guided by an ancient map and her knowledge of the stars, Isabella navigates the island's dangerous forgotten territories, but beneath the dry rivers and dead forests, a fiery myth is stirring from its sleep. Okay, so it sounds kinda like, I guess, Moana with a, like, leaning towards 19th century novel kind of exploration feel, I guess. I wonder, really, honestly, if it was just the absolutely gorgeous packaging of this book that pulled me in. If so, I mean, good on you. Good on you, Chicken House Books. Good on you for selling me a full package that I don't know if I'm going to dip into or not. Have any of you guys read this book? Should I give it a go? I mean, I own it, so I guess I should give it a go. It's tiny. How many pages is it? It's 228 pages. So, I mean, realistically, it's not a huge time investment. Why am I putting it off? Wow, they are getting even shorter. I didn't actually think that that could happen. The next one that I have is a sci-fi novella published by the wonderful Becky Chambers, and it is To Be Taught If Fortunate. Now, I know the reason that this one has been sitting on my shelves for so long, and it's because I'm actually salty that it's not part of the Wayfarers series, which is what I thought it was when I originally pre-ordered it and never bothered looking at the blurb again, because of course it was Becky Chambers. But this one is not about the Wayfarers series, which is okay. I mean, it's fine. It's essentially about humanity once again proving that they are stupid. And I mean, while I'm there for that, I would still have preferred more Wayfarers shenanigans, you know? This is set in a future where humans have discovered spaceflight, but we have also discovered that our bodies are not capable of actually doing long-term spaceflight. And so biological supplements have been created that allows us to stay essentially in stasis. You know, it's not exactly a groundbreaking premise. The main character, Ariadne, and can I just say how much I love that she chose the name Ariadne for this, because Ariadne Oliver is actually a recurring character in Poirot, and if you ever watch any of the Poirot miniseries, you will see that Zoe Wanamaker plays her, and she's irritating and annoying, and I love her, and she's a crime writer, and she's amazing, she's wonderful. Anyway, I love that she picked that name. Ariadne has been in stasis for a long time, and she and her 4 crewmates all wake up to discover that their bodies have taken on different features, and they have to work out what this world is that they have landed on and why this has happened to them. And part of me is like, just freaking read it. It's under 200 pages and it's a Becky Chambers book. It's an immediate win. And the rest of me is like, not the Wayfarers. I mean, really the only reason that I haven't read this is because I'm a child and I'm throwing a bookish tantrum. That's literally it. That's literally it. The next one that I have is maybe crime noir book, maybe slightly horror-ish, paranormal, but I don't really know. It's funny because when I picked this book up, literally the only thing that I knew about it was that the detective's name was Mike Houlihan and she was a woman, and that was enough for me to be sold on this book. Coming in at 149 pages, we have Night Train by Martin Amis. This will be the first Martin Amis book that I read, And I'm not gonna lie, even if the writing is amazing, it might be the last Martin Amis book that I read too, because I'm not really that interested in the premise of any of his other novels. And he has a lot of them. And I wonder if that's actually what's putting me off just picking this one up, because again, a bite and it's gone. But so let me read you the synopsis, because it was the synopsis that tipped me over the edge to finally try this one. It says, "I worked 100 murders," says Detective Mike Houlihan, an American policewoman. "In my time, I've come in on the aftermath of maybe 1,000 suspicious deaths, most of which turned out to be suicides, accidentals, or plain unattendeds. So I've seen them all. Jumpers, stumpers, dumpers, dunkers, bleeders, floaters, poppers, bursters." Bursters. "But of all the bodies I have ever seen, none has stayed with me in my gut like the body of Jennifer Rockwell. I say all this because I am part of the story I am going to tell, and I feel the need to give you some idea of where I'm coming from." This is apparently a novella which has a massive twist at the end, which changes the entire way that you see the whole book before it, which I'm very there for. If you're going to write an extremely short form book, I feel like there almost has to be a twist in it somewhere. I don't know. I also read the first page of this when it came into the house, as I do with most of the books that I pick up. And at some part of the first page it says, "There's no such thing as worst, but for Detective Mike Houlihan, this was the worst case." I don't know, I feel like I should just go and read this today and just get it over and done with, but I have a TBR, guys. I have an actual TBR. And the last one that I have on the list is one that I haven't actually had for that long, so I don't feel bad that I haven't read this one, unlike the rest of them, which is apparently Leanne's short book TBR of shame. Coming in at 136 pages, this is The Guest Cat. One of the things that I love the most about this is that the little bio of Takashi Harada at the end says, when they were born, obviously, but also he lives in the western suburbs of Tokyo with a cat and his wife. The cat got the billing before his wife. I mean, relatable. This is about a couple who lives in Tokyo. They're in their 30s. They're both freelance writers. They do a lot of their work in their own kind of bubble. And they have realised that they've pretty much run out of things to say to each other. And then a cat makes its way into their little back garden and it makes itself at home. Neither of them really know what to do with the cat at first. It seems to have just appeared, and then very slowly they decide their first mutual decision in a long time is to take care of the cat. And this cat changes their perceptions of each other and allows them to start talking to each other. So it's definitely very literary fiction, but I'm kind of okay with that, especially in such short form, and especially when it includes a kitty cat. We have unfortunately just lost one of our own cats, so it might be a little while before I can bring myself to pick this one up, but I'm very excited about it when I do. So that's it, guys. Those are the 6 shortest books on my list. Let me know if you have read any of them, or if there's any of them that you just think I should maybe just give a miss, that even 200 odd pages or less is maybe too much. Also let me know if there are any short novels or novellas which you have particularly loved, because I feel like I need to kind of break this phobia that I've got about small books not being amazing. And I will speak to all of you guys very soon. Bye! Look, present Leanne, at least it's only 6 books. It's 6 books, you just put them away, don't put them on the desk, just put them away and then they'll be gone and it'll be fine. Just put them away. Help me.